Hi, today we're going to look at how to use the GLSU two-step troubleshooting process. So first of all, we have a simple little two-line entry template here in front of us. For this one, there's an expense account there, so we will need a cost center. So we're going to put in a cost center, just typing one in there. Now, we're introducing an error that X on the end is going to make it fail. Now, GLSU would find this in the normal pre-validation process, but we're going to use this example to show us how to use the two-step troubleshooting process. It's pretty simple, it's understandable. Normally what you would see is something like, some field wasn't available for batch input or something like that. That's the more common need for the two-step process, but this will show us, it's an easy example. It'll show us how to use that troubleshooting process. So to get started, we will go to Export up here in the ribbon, and we choose copy that file name to clipboard, and then we will switch over to our SAP system and go to the GLSU T-code. And once we get in here, right at the top is a place where the file name goes, and it might have defaulted your file name in there already. I'm going to replace it with the one I copied just in case. And then to do this troubleshooting process, we execute this. Right away we see the batch input log. This is telling us that it's got errors. We already knew that that was going to happen in our case. So we back up one screen, and then it tells us, or we have the option to process the BDC. So now we're in the normal batch process screen. We first of all have to select the one that we want. You may have a list there. Usually they're sorted, by date or by user or both, and you would, find the one that you're trying to process right now. We choose process. Normally you want to do display errors only so that it will jump directly to where the error is on the screen, and that will, especially if it's a large entry, that will save you a lot of time. Sometimes you want to go through them from the beginning through the end, but in our case we want to go straight to the error, so we say process. Right away we see the error that we expected to happen, that cost center does not exist. Again, normally it's some other problem that GLSU doesn't catch during the pre-validation process. So this would take us at least to the row where the row of data where the error is occurring. So that will help us to clarify what kind of problem we're having so that we can correct that. In our case, this one's pretty easy. Again, we just have to get rid of our X there so we can process this. And actually, I'm not sure why that's popping up, but there's one of those errors that you would, need to, if you got that error, from a posting, it might be one of the ones that you would have to troubleshoot. This one is not going to be a problem for us, so we just say OK. The document is actually posted, so it's proceeded past the error, and the document is finished. And we just exit our batch input processing. And we are done there, and hopefully that information has provided us enough to go and troubleshoot our template. If it continues to happen, maybe you'll want to use one of the custom validation options to help GLSU catch that kind of thing in advance. And that is it for today. Thanks, and enjoy using GLSU.